Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Homestead. Today I was getting ready to do a job that, I just kind of routinely do. And I forget sometimes to videotape things that I just do on an average, normal, everyday basis because I forget that just because I've been doing this for 40 years, pretty close. No, it's not been that long. But, well, let's see. I've been doing homesteading stuff since about 1981. So it's 81, 91, 2001, 2011. So it's 39 years. It is right. I've been doing this stuff for so long, I forget that everybody doesn't live like me. Everybody doesn't do the same stuff that I do. And I forget to videotape it. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you guys how I save money. Taking advantage of store sales from regular grocery stores, and I put it into some storage that I can keep in the pantry for a long time. So if you're interested in this kind of a video, come on and join me. I'm going to show you how I buy frozen mixed vegetables on sale, and I turn them into a pantry item that is, something that can store for literally years, and it'll be safe and ready to use anytime you need it. It requires no energy once you get it dehydrated, and it's a great way to save money and to have food stores in your pantry with very little effort on your part. I think people are starting to learn. People are waking up. The whole COVID thing where we had empty pantry shelves kind of shocked people into some possibilities, I guess. But I've always saved and stored things in the homestead, and mostly it's because you never know what's going to happen. You never know if you're going to need emergency stores. We live in Missouri, and we've had times when we've had ice storms and had no electricity for 10 days at one point. We have had time periods where we've lost jobs, lost income. I'm not the person that is going to prep for, the end of the world as we know it. Although if the end of the world as we know it happened, maybe it already did. Maybe COVID was it. I don't know. But we've at least got something on the shelf. We're not starving to death. And, it gives us some variety, but also it's a way to save money. So just come along for the ride if you enjoy this kind of thing, and I'll teach you what I know. So today is a day that I'm in the middle of doing a project or getting ready to do one, and I thought that I would just share the project that I'm doing, and it involves my dehydrator trays, as you can see here. And we have also got a store bargain, and that is, we went to Walmart, or actually had Walmart delivered today, and one of the things they have is these mixed vegetables. It's carrots, green beans, corns, peas, and like I said, it's just Walmart, right? Walmart brand. So nothing fancy, just your average mixed vegetables. The thing is, this is frozen vegetables, and it's 2 pounds, and I paid $2 for this bag. So that's $1 a pound. That's a pretty doggone good price for mixed vegetables. And, I use them in stuff like I'm making, meat pies, casseroles, soups, stews, just in cooking I use mixed vegetables to add quick vegetables to things. Nice thing to have on hand, right? Well, if you look, that takes up some freezer space. And usually when I get a good price on something, I buy more than one. So today, I bought 3 bags of mixed vegetables. And 3 bags of mixed vegetables takes up an awful lot of freezer space. So I don't want to take up a lot of freezer space. I want to do something about it. And yet, I want to be able to take advantage of this price when I get a good price like this on something I use, a staple, because I consider Frozen mixed vegetables, a staple, something to have on hand for when I'm cooking. So what I do to solve that problem is we are going to dehydrate them. And the thing that's really nice about that is that when they freeze things like this commercially, the carrots, the green beans, the corn, and the peas, they've all been blanched, which means they have been put through a hot water bath. And what that does is it stops the enzymes within the vegetable. You know, it lets you freeze it without the nutritional value going down. The thing is, if you're going to dehydrate fresh vegetables, you also need to blanch it. So basically, by buying frozen vegetables, they've already got that taken care of for you. If I have fresh green beans out of my garden, which I do have fresh green beans right now, you have to pick them, snap them, blanch them, and then I can dehydrate them. If I had fresh corn, which I get from the farmer's market, because we don't have room to grow corn, or at least I don't physically have energy to grow it, you have to shuck it, blanch it, you know. You still have to go through the process. Same thing with the corn, same thing with the peas, same thing with the carrots, same thing with the green beans. By buying it like this frozen, all of that blanching and all the chopping and all that stuff is taken care of for me. So if I'm going to put a dehydrator, the first thing I do is I have some of these trays like this. And what this is it's a solid tray, and they fit right in your dehydrator trays like that, and it prevents anything from falling through. With mixed vegetables, you really need to do that because the corn and the carrots will get quite small. So the bottom tray, I always put the little solid, it's called a jelly roll pan, I believe, on. And then I also put my little topper like that, that's just a jelly jar. And what that does is it allows me to put my vegetables on without having a big trouble. And I'm going to open my bag, and we're just going to start filling this up. Now, I've also noticed that the solid trays seem to take a little longer to dehydrate, so since this is my bottom tray, I'm going to go a little light on my vegetables in here, a little lighter than I would on the regular. So we're just basically spreading these out on the tray. And you want to do a single layer. Okay. And like I said, I am going light because it's the bottom layer with this solid bottom. Okay. And spreading them out. Now this is a Nesco Garden Master dehydrator, and it's the round one. I love Nesco dehydrators. I've had excellent luck with them over the years. And one thing that you learn is things dry faster at the outside edge than they do on the inside edge. So if you're going to put extra, you have to put it on the outside, towards the outside of the trays. So we're going to get that on there like that. And my little cup just keeps everything from falling through. And now I'm ready to put them on the next tray. And I just got them over here in the sink, so they're handy. And you'll notice some of these trays are kind of yellow looking and some of them are white. And that's because I have had a Nesco dehydrator for over probably 30 years. Some of my trays are 20 years old and they've aged. They've colored with age. They're clean, but they're just a different shade. So I put the next layer on, put my cup back in the center, and we're going to go again. I'm just going to put them on here, and like this is the second layer. And this little net thing that's on here, I love them. They are so handy and so nice. It keeps smaller things from falling through the grate, but yet it gets good air circulation. Okay, so pretty much that 2-pound bag took up 2 trays. Let's Spread them out a little. Make sure they're kind of even. You know. And I'm going to get the next tray out. Okay. And the next mesh, like I said, they're called cleanest screens, I believe, and that's the net, and it's flexible, very easy to clean, very easy to get stuff out of. So put the next one on, and also you see, like I said, extended use over many, many years. Some of these cleanest screens are not quite flat anymore. They've seen their best days, but that doesn't stop them from working well. Okay. So now I'm going to open up the next one, and we're just going to continue on. And I'll put about half the bag, half of this 2-pound bag per screen. And you can see I'm working on this kitchen sink here because I don't care how careful you are, I always have a few of them go flying, and it's much easier to just clean them out of the sink than it is to chase them off the floor. So that's what I do. So we're just going to keep on keeping on. Add the next layer. Add the next lid, or I should say rack. Add the next screen. Oops. Put my little cup on. And keep on keeping on. Okay. Didn't quite do that evenly. That's okay, because we have more. Like I said, I'm just kind of filling them up. And we'll just keep on going. Mixed vegetables like this don't take very long to dry either, compared to some other things. Okay, that's basically 3 bags, and like I said, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trays, and we're ready to put them on the dehydrator. Okay, here we are at the dehydrator, and I have my, I can lift this up a little bit so you can see. I have my peas and mixed vegetables on the tray, and we are ready to dehydrate. I believe this dehydrator is rated for doing up to 21 or some crazy number like that of trays, one on top of the other. It does take it just slightly longer to dry if you have more trays, but you know, when we're doing a quantity like this, I kind of like just being able to get them all ready and get them all going. So it's ready to go. We have the temperature set to 135, and we just have to flip the switch and come back and check them, see when they're dry. Alright, time to check and see how things are doing. I have rotated the trays. I put the top 3 trays on the bottom and the top 5 trays on the top. Did that about halfway through just to help things to dry a little better. And I think we are ready. Let's see if I can get this down where the camera can see it better. Can or not, without dumping it all over the place. This is the mixed vegetables, and as you can see, they're just drying crunchy right now, so they are ready to take out and put into the jugs to save them. We are ready to get our mixed vegetables off of these trays and into my bowl. And here is how we're going to do it. I love my big stainless steel bowl. I think I've showed you guys it before. And this is why I love it. Because we are going to take these trays and just one at a time, I'm going to dump it right in there. And I'm going to let the cleanest screen come off. Just like that. I've got a couple of them that are just a little bit stuck. Okay. And this is our last one. Now, there may be a few little stray carrots or something on there, but for the most part, we have everything in the bowl now. So now we're just going to go through and clean these little trays. Just wipe them off. Make sure that nothing is stuck to them front and back. And as you see, everything just lets go of these clean screens. I love them for that reason. We didn't lose any of the vegetables down in the dehydrator depths, and everything comes out easy and smoothly. These vegetables were on there right at 10 hours, but as you saw, I had a pretty full tray full. So got them all cleaned off. Now these trays over here in the sink, they're going to get soaped and washed, rinsed real well, and then they will be ready for the next time I'm ready to do this. The next thing I have to have is a jug. I have a bottle here that we've got. It's been cleaned, washed. It's all ready to go. And this is not rocket science. I'm just going to use my clean hands. Yes, I wash my hands before I handle my food. And we're going to start putting it in this jug. And we're going to see how much dehydrated 6 pounds of frozen vegetables make. Once these are dehydrated, if you want them to stay the best, you should store them someplace that's cool, dry, and the most important part is dark. So if you want to put them in a box and store them someplace, or put them in a closet, put them in a pantry, put them in the basement, pretty much any place you want to keep them like that, that would keep them dry. I have not had trouble with rodents, I have not had trouble with rodents getting into these jars before. Never have had the problem. But if you think you might have a rodent problem, it would not hurt. It would not hurt to put your containers inside of another container, like maybe a barrel or a Rubbermaid tote, something to that effect. I'm just making a giant mess because I'm getting impatient. But anyway, you know, you can put them in something else and give the rodents a couple of layers to go through. But if you did that and you had them in a barrel or something, you could even store dehydrated vegetables in a barn or a shed. I mean, it does not have to be inside, because these containers that I'm putting them in are watertight, because, like I said, this had, I think it had cranberry juice in it originally. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is how much vegetables, mixed vegetables, you get from 6 pounds of frozen vegetables. I'm going to show you the mixed vegetables after they're dry. This is not my first rodeo. I just got these done the other day. Again, I've got them stored in a basically repurposed juice bottle. Things like this that are for juices or Gatorade or tomato juice or lots of things like that make very good dry storage, because they're PET bottles, food grade in the first place. Most of them have been, you know, tested safe these days, so that's a good thing. And you know, they're durable, they don't break, you can beat them around. They've got a fairly large opening that's easy to clean, so I can really scrub them out after I've had the juice or whatever in them. I scrub them out very, very, very well with hot soapy water. Make sure they're really clean, you know, and very, very dry before you put the vegetables in. And they've all got like a rubber ring around, a little silicone seal, because if they're liquid tight, they're airtight. So that will keep my vegetables good for a long time. And when I get them dehydrated like this, and I have them in there a little, and here they're all nice and dry, the pieces get very small, as you can see. Let me put some out here in my hand so you can see the difference in the sizes. Okay, here's the size differences. Alright, like a fresh green bean as compared to the dehydrated version. That's a lot of difference. Frozen carrot chunk, like comes in the mixed vegetable packs. You know, it dehydrates down to that little speck. You know, so that's why you want to have the screen on them to protect them all falling through the grate. But they work really, really well. And then as far as to rehydrate them, I don't rehydrate them per se when I'm cooking with them. I just put them in whatever I'm making and stir. And the moisture that's in the product that I'm cooking, if it's a soup or a stew or whatever, is more than sufficient to rehydrate the vegetables. And they come back just like this. After they've been cooking, you know, 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so in a stew or a soup, they're just like that. There's no difference. You cannot taste the difference. It's, you know. So why would I want to have all of that storage space wasted in my freezer when I have a shelf-stable item like this that I can put in my pantry? And, you know, when I see them on sale like that on a good price, I can stock up and I can fill my pantry, and, you know, for $6, I have 6 pounds of vegetables, you know, and I can add that to my family's diet. So it all works out. It's a good thing, and it's just something that I do around here, and I do it constantly, and I don't remember to videotape it all the time. So this time you guys got a real quick videotape. So I'm glad that you guys came along, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something, maybe think a little bit outside the box from what you normally do. And if I accomplished that. I've accomplished what I want. So, and if you like this type of thing, I appreciate your subscriptions, and be sure and give me that thumbs up because it helps. It helps a lot, and I'll keep making these kind of videos if you keep watching them. So, have a good day, and may God bless you all.